my main advice would be just jump on it. Just jump and start executing on your mission, on your goal, and then everything will be aligned.
I have lived in about 6 different countries, and 4 of them are emerging economies. And I know how painful it is in terms of the ownership, the documentations, the title rights.
Don't sit there in the background and overthink and ruminate, and it's not the right time.
And we often do as women. We don't think we're ready, right? And we have imposter syndrome many of the times, right? So just lean in. There's a great book, Lean In, Sheryl Sandberg. Highly recommended to any female entrepreneur. Certainly helped me at one point in my career. I don't know if you've had a chance to read it, but it's great advice.
Some of the finest leaders on the planet today are the female leaders. Actually taught us the lesson that female leaders can do a lot better than their counterparts.
My name is Megan Nelson, aka Crypto Megan, here live at Consensus in Austin, Texas. We have some amazing guests today for the third part of our docuseries, the Web3 Revolution, Leading Minds in Blockchain and Crypto. We are here with some of the leaders at the forefront of this cutting-edge movement. We're joined by Raghav from the Zeebu team today, CMO of Zeebu, as well as the founder and CEO of Propy, and Natalia, and the founder of PropyKeys, Nina. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you feeling?
Thank you. It's great to be here, Megan.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Joe, we haven't had a chance to catch up yet at a conference. So it's great to be here with both of you. It's just such amazing energy. You guys have done a really amazing job these past months at getting that network effect. And Propy is just, oh man, I'm so excited to talk about all of that. And we're joined today by another one of the top brands in the space, Zeebu. And, we just want to hear from all the industry leaders. So first off, let's do a little bit of quick overview for those who don't know about Propy and PropyKeys, about what it is, and then we'll dive right into the topic. So we can start with you, Natalia. Give us a brief overview of Propy.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. Great to see you in person, finally, after so many. I think we last saw each other at Art Basel in Miami. Yes, and thank you for sponsoring this Consensus in 2024. So briefly, I'm the founder and CEO at Propy. My background is in software engineering and real estate development. And 7 years ago, a long time ago, I founded Propy with a mission to automate real estate transactions. And my big mission and dream is to make real estate asset a seizure-resistant asset. Just like for over 50 years, we've been fighting to make Bitcoin as an alternative decentralized money solution. Now it's time to get to the next level of freedoms, which is let's make property rights also independent from the government, so that we, especially the developing countries that are targeting capitalism and democracy, could appreciate this way of being free, having their money and property rights decentralized.
That's amazing. One of the resounding messages that has become clear to me this cycle is that we're kind of almost back to the basics of the principles of Web3. So we just talked to the CMO of Stellars. They've been around for 10 years. You just said 7 years. And it just feels that kind of longevity in this space speaks for itself, first of all. And second of all, it's peer-to-peer transactions in money. It's those property rights and that freedom to own your the right to your property. I think going back to those basics of Web3 and the fillers is really something incredible and special, and what you guys are achieving is it's amazing. So
thank you. But having said that, while we're targeting peer-to-peer decentralization, we needed these 7 years to go gradually by collaborating with industry leaders, collaborating with real estate participants, realtors, getting the license, title and escrow license. We had to be communicating the traditional value proposition before we're able to make this peer-to-peer NFT transaction in real estate.
It's been a long process in the making. You had to establish that foundation first. You had, the trust involved also, and that expertise in your area that you're bringing now to the entire project. So you've really built that up over the years, and that's not something a lot of projects can say. You see a lot of projects come just directly to market that don't have that backing, that foundation. And I think that's one of the reasons why, I know why you've been so successful is that you've built that foundation over the years. So that's very amazing to see. And most recently, you just had a launch of PropyKeys, which I think you can tell us about, Nina, a little bit more.
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Nina, and I am the founder of PropyKeys. And PropyKeys is part of the Propy ecosystem. We're a DApp. And what we're doing is we have a global registry of addresses. And so consumers go onto our site, they register their addresses, and then they start putting information such as title tied to that address. And we're working with Propy on that. So Propy is our title representative when it comes to that. And we're helping, consumers get into the blockchain space with what we're doing. And it's very exciting. We launched in March, and we have about 195,000 addresses today that have been registered, yes. A lot of excitement into the community, a lot of excitement with RWA, and people understand that things need to change in the real estate industry. It's a 150-year-old industry that really has not evolved very much, right? Which is it's a very exciting time for us at Propy and PropyKeys.
Oh, absolutely. You're coming in revolutionizing the space. So it seems like the next logical step for real estate, just like all the different sectors, actually, music, they're all evolving and kind of incorporating this new element, which is true ownership, right? And proving that ownership and the security and the transparency. So you're the CMO of Zeebu, and one of the things that I've seen that Propy and PropyKeys has done really well is starting to achieve that network effect through collaborations through, I know you're building on Days. I thought maybe you'd have some questions for them as a CMO about how they've been able to build up their community, because it's done pretty spectacularly so far.
Absolutely. So first off, I wanted to thank you guys for doing this because like both of you touched upon, real estate is one industry that very badly needs, not just tokenization, but bringing it on blockchain, more transparency.
Absolutely.
I have lived in about 6 different countries, and 4 of them are emerging economies. And I know how painful it is in terms of the ownership, the documentations, the title rights. So more power to you, and I'm sure
Thank you.
we will see a lot of great things coming from what you guys are building. I had, probably 1 or 2 quick questions to ask. Like you said, 7 years is a tremendous journey, right? I mean, it's being very persistent, the hard work, and all the efforts you have put. And I know how painful it is when you are the flag bearer and the early entrant in the industry. If already 10 people have done it, then probably it is easier, to either copy or templatize it. But when you are leading the whole industrial change, it's a lot of efforts. So I want to understand from you, how was that whole journey of building from the day one of ideation to where you are today, a great brand known in the RWA space? How was the whole journey?
Yeah, that was a very far, as you just mentioned, a very, very far journey that required resilience, innovation, a lot of collaboration, so that as a team, we all get polished together. And every single year, we would have a marathon. And we were so lucky every single year to bring something for the first time ever. When we launched our token in 2017, we also, of course, released the white paper and how we see the future. And surprisingly, we've been following everything as we've described in this white paper in this 7 years. And right after the launch, we made the first ever smart contract in real estate. And the token itself also is the first ever utility token in the PropTech space. Then one of the most exciting parts was the couple of colleagues' experience doing the NFT transfer for real estate assets. It was all over the news, and we were able truly abstracting the ownership from the county and make the home ownership live entirely on chain. And in the next month or 2, we're launching the first ever loan, instant loan for this type of NFTs. So you can use this NFT as a collateral, you can borrow against it, or you can sell, and buyers can apply for an instant mortgage where the collateral is the NFT and the Bitcoin.
Yes.
But answering your question, what drove us, I think it's really the team that has really great values. We are very mission driven. We want to not just innovate for the splash, but bring the true transformation to the industry. So everyone is aligned and very hardworking. That's why we have those sprints every single month. And then once a year, a huge splash, just like we did. Well, this year we did 2 big innovation cycles. The first one was the PropyKeys. It was all over the news. The Coinbase partnership was fantastic. And now this loan innovation. But I think it's just uniting with the right people through the course of the 7 years and also keeping everyone motivated. And how do you keep motivating your community, right? Because you get not only the team charges itself within, but also the community members. Like Megan, for example, has been very helpful.
See, absolutely is.
Yes, and when you get this excitement on the spaces on X, which we did a lot, in-person events, community building, this charges the team. So we want to run the next marathon after.
No, I like that. And I wanted to touch on then, go back to that community building. And you guys are, I can attest to the hard work needs. I mean, you are everywhere. You are constantly there for your community, doing activations. And the way that you've kind of been doing these quizzes and these quests. And I see that's getting real traction with people who are also new to this space as well, coming in through Coinbase and Base. And people really commented on that. I saw some stuff on X the other day. They're like, I saw you on Vase and I just decided to interact with you. Yes. So can you talk to us a little bit about how that journey has been, kind of building that community?
I don't know if you want to speak to on the base stuff first.
Let's just start with the community. Okay, I will
Sure. So when we launched, we did a partnership with, we're on Base. PropyKeys is on Base. And we also did a partnership with Coinbase. And they've both been fantastic to work with. So thank you.
if they're watching.
If you're watching, thank you very much. And of course, it's, you're part of our community from, communication standpoint, marketing standpoint. So we thank you for as well. And it's been getting the word out, I think, has been, and educating, right? Our community has been probably the most difficult thing, and just getting the message out. And because of the right partnerships, right, and everyone's aligned in terms of the mission of creating, property rights and putting properties on chain, it's really kept the community energized. And then it's just a constant, we have to create a lot of marketing, talking points, and then a lot of communications constantly, just to make sure that our community is live. And we're doing 3 live events this summer. Now that we have a good community, we're almost at 200,000 in terms of community. And so now we're giving back to our community, and now we're saying, well, let's get together, right? Let's talk more. Let's discuss, what's next. Let's update, and let's have some fun together, right? So today is actually our first live community event tonight with Nilka Shows at Consensus, and Zeebu's there. And we're all going to be there. And we have about 200 plus people that are coming from our community today.
The minters.
The minters, yes. The minting community. Yes, just turn us. And a lot of excitement on, X and Telegram. And then we're planning one probably. So it's all based on challenges and where people are minting. So we have 2 cities. So the top 2 cities that are being minted will then have their events as well.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super cool to hear. And, it's going to be great to gather all the community together as, we've hit this milestone. It's definitely been an honor to be a part of that journey and, the communication side and building the community. And people are really excited about what you're doing. You're constantly on X Spaces. I know Zeebu is going to join a lot of that conversation, and their goal is to align themselves with these industry peers. And I think that's really smart. It's also back to the basics, settlements and payments, which is, the original vision of Satoshi is peer-to-peer payments, practical use cases. I mean, things that actually need to be solved from the traditional world that, now need to be evolved, right? And blockchain is the perfect use case for that. So you're both at the forefront of, those movements. So really want to thank you for being here. And I'm gladly, we're really excited to see what comes out on the roadmap for Propy. It's huge on the alum side, by the way. That is so cool. And also PropyKeys. And just as one of my favorite parts also is just how driven you are as, the CEO and founder, and you, Nina, as the founder, the female leadership. It's an inspiration to a lot of women who are also leaders in this space. I know you've aligned yourself with themes like Kathy Wood. You just did a space with her, and she was talking about the fact that the tech was ready, and it just seems so seamless, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. Do you have any tips for other female leaders in the blockchain space, or kind of like just a testament to what your journey has been like?
Well, definitely it's very hard to be a female founder, but I have never worn the other hat, so I cannot compare. What I know, it's been a hard journey for all founders. It is hard, but what I'm noticing from other female founders to be or about to undertake this journey is that often women want to be very ready. They want to get another course, another education. And so my main advice would be just jump on it. Just jump and start executing on your mission, on your goal, and then everything will be aligned. Also, in the last year or two, I've noticed that female leaders are helping each other a lot. In the more and more recently, even more. So I would encourage all female, accomplished, successful leaders, try to help more female founders, female investors, family offices, because I got incredible help from female leaders, just like you mentioned, Kathy Wood. And approach, knock on the doors, knock on other female leaders, not only knock on the door, grab your seat at the table.
That's something. It's permission. You take your seat at the table. Go for.
And then build, of course, just build.
Yes.
Don't be hesitant. Like, work on your confidence. If you need to, go to a psychologist or a life coach or a friend.
So whatever you need to do to gather that confidence and that self-esteem, you just go for it. Because there's so many people, it's just like.
Tell to yourself, you are the winner. Get to listen some meditation and some aspiration 5-minute YouTube self-guided tours and get to the mindset and go conquer the world.
You have the CMO of Scullery was just on, and he said, or no, it was Mickey from Arcadia Marketing Company. He said, winners are going to win. If you believe you're a winner and you just start executing, just keep going. I mean, it's very tough to fail that way because you have that mission. They won't stop until you get there, right? I've seen that from both of you as the leaders in this space. And I really resonate with what you said about don't sit there in the background and overlaying and ruminate, and it's not the right time.
And we often do as women. You know, we don't think we're ready, right? And we have imposter syndrome many of the times, right? So just lean in. There's a great book, Lean In, Sheryl Sandberg. Highly recommended to any female entrepreneur. Certainly helped me at one point in my career. I don't know if you've had a chance to read it, but it's great advice.
Yeah. And at Zeebu, I mean, this is something that we consciously do. As a CMO and a founder, most of my frontline leaders are all the female leaders. I feel and I believe, and I'm a huge advocate, I also used to run a program called She Leads, which tells why women leaders are better than the male counterparts. You look at Sheryl Sandberg, very brilliant example. You look at Marissa Mayer, what she did at Yahoo.
Yeah.
You look at Indra Nui. Some of the finest leaders on the planet today are the female leaders. Actually taught us the lesson that female leaders can do a lot better than their counterparts. I mean, today it has been a privilege with 3 powerful women here in this fireside chat, and I feel very privileged to have this conversation. But yeah, phenomenal points from all of you, and I think if people just follow this, we will see our Web3 space having more credible frontline leaders who will be leading the path.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And because we're all here building the future of the society, the future of the monetary system, the future of the economy and the capitalism, we have to have diversity as we're building those algorithms of the future.
And I think certainly to allow that value to come through, because it's not about even gender so much as like when women sit on the sideline, then oftentimes we don't get that leadership because they don't decide to come forward. And so it's just about getting the best value from everybody who has that value adds contribute. So I think by having more leaders like yourselves, it's easier for them to feel identified and come forward and contribute to the space. Absolutely. And that's going to make us better overall. We have a chance to get it right this time, this 30 years. The last 30 years, it got a little bit siloed, gray information, and we have a chance to get it right. So you know what? I think we're in incredible hands with all of you. And I want to thank you guys for being here today. We look forward to catching up with you at the party tonight. It's going to be fantastic connecting with all of the community members. And thank you for being here.
Awesome. I want to mention something else, just to get the base part. In one of the questions, yeah. So this partnership in 2024 with Coinbase team and launching PropyKeys on Base, it was a perfect timing. We would not be able so successful if not the layer 2 like Base being ready, as well as the Duncan upgrade, because it allowed projects like PropyKeys to be affordable. So you can list your home address for like $5, and the gas fee is a couple of cents. Instead of last year, it was, if it's layer 1, it would be 88.
This wouldn't make sense.
Absolutely. Now it makes sense. And that's why we've launched this ecosystem project, which we funded and helped and incubated. Amazing team led by Nina and a couple of other people, which allows to get this fun part. I call it RWA monopoly. With real life implication, where just with a couple of like dollars and low gas fees on base, you mint the address, you mint the address of your favorite coffee shop, AI generated images, or of your neighbors, with a goal to then resell it to them. And then it's a great top of the funnel with already 200,000 minters. And then we have the upgrades. Go to tier 2 and put your deed on chain. That's the Propy's job. Then turn your address, if you're a homeowner, turn it into RWA NFT. And then sell it or use it as a collateral or borrow against it. That's the tier 3, again, that comes to Propy. So for us, PropyKeys is generation of leads when we execute top the funnel. It's gamified, it's fun, easy to accomplish. You can go on Coinbase wallet and get a reward for minting a home. And this beautiful partnership with Coinbase allows also to educate 70 million users off the wallet.
People don't think about this. It's the statistics that are there and how many new users and users in general are there on Coinbase.
Yes. And so they keep reading about, okay, get your address on chain. Now, if you have an address on chain, it's time to put your deed on chain. And we do it in an automated and fun way. Experiencing all those bad news, negative news of $400 million lost by American home buyers last year alone in deed fraud, there is a need of a decentralized way to keep your deed. So we're seeing this huge interest in upgrading and putting your deeds on chain. You keep it on your wallet. It's encrypted on IPFS. So it's another value proposition that we're keep adding to your point in terms of like how we've been successful in the last 7 years. It's all about value proposition for demanded product.
Yes, value proposition all the way. And actually, your top layer, your funnel, is sticky. I have to say, it's pretty addicting once you start to interact, especially that you can influence the AI image, right? And so you get to have like kind of a say about how it turns out. And then you have that kind of art that's minted there on chain. And it's amazing.
And you minted some of the AI landmarks and you sold some of them?
And I actually bought the Hollywood sign. Also stuck it there. So we could saw it already minted. Bought it on OpenSea, and I'm going to put it up in my podcast studio in Hollywood when we're there. We'll be there this summer. And it's absolutely a testament to just the special feelings there because that's so iconic. And I truly believe, people are seeing the secondary value. I'm owning a Hollywood sign. I can turn that into something someday. For now, it's going to be art in the background, but I'm definitely planning on building something around it. It's so fun. It's limitless, really. So, I love all my landmarks. I'm definitely addicted. Every time it opens up, I'm like the first one there trying to check what's open. And I went to the Palm in Dubai.
I didn't realize you did that. Okay.
Like a lot of different places. So, it's really fun. And I can't wait to see what else you guys come out with. So, thank you guys so much again. It's been an incredible conversation. Catch up with you. See?
Thank you. Thank you so much.